I'm Desmond. I'm 11 years old, and I like pizza, trains, and drinking root beer since it's caffeine-free. I also do drag, and I love to put on makeup, dresses, and wigs, and of course, jewelry if necessary. My full drag name is Desmond Is Amazing. I feel very happy to have a mom that accepts me.
It really touches me deeply that there are other children out there that he's reaching and they're listening to him and he's influencing them to be themselves.
I'm very proud of him. I'm proud that he's found his path so early.
My greatest joy in this is just seeing Desmond happy.
I love doing drag because it makes me feel amazing and self-expressive. It just feels amazing to know that people love what I do. My one big message would be 3 words: be yourself always.
I'm sure by now you've all heard about this kid, Desmond, but if you haven't, he's an 11-year-old drag queen and LGBT advocate, if you can believe that. He goes by the name Desmond Is Amazing and has created quite a fan base as well as a lot of controversy. This is the same kid who went on stage at a gay bar and danced while grown men threw money at him. His whole essence seems to be filled with adults and inappropriate situations, considering he's just a child. Now this video would be far too short if I simply said that letting your underage son dress as a slutty woman in public is disgusting and sexualizing your child. I understand that drag is an art form, but I just don't think it belongs in a child's life. Obviously Desmond says he loves drag and clearly shows it, but keep in mind he's only 11 years old. He's unable to make good decisions and balance consequences. After looking more into his life, I've come to the conclusion that his mother is the perpetrator behind this for sick reasons, and trust me when I say this video gets far more disturbing than simply discussing drag kids. There is a much darker issue at hand here, and there's no doubt in my mind that Desmond is in danger. Please keep in mind that Desmond is only a child and not my intended target. I think he's a complete victim in all this, and all the weird and inappropriate decisions seem to lead to his mom. She's the real problem here, and I am so looking forward to calling her ass out. Having said that, let's take a look into the darker side of Desmond Is Amazing. The first thing I'm going to address is his behavior and the drag activities he participates in. That's the elephant in the room, so I feel like I should speak on it. I think it's one thing to let your child express themselves with toys and items outside of their gender in the comfort of their home, and if I had a daughter I would let her play with Nerf guns and video games and predominantly male toys. As long as you don't push this on your kid or give them hormones to support your ideology, I don't think it's doing much harm. But that's where Desmond's mom comes in. I am 100% sure this child has been indoctrinated by his mother. Rather than letting him play with makeup and dresses in his room, she decides that she has a flamboyant son who she is now going to prop up as an LGBT icon and profit off of. It could be argued that she's trying to inspire other kids that it's okay to wear dresses or be gay or something, but think about it. Really think about it. How many kids are actually into drag? And of those kids, how many are serious enough to leave their house in it? Very, very few. Most parents try to stop their kids from doing something that'll make the other kids tease them, but then there's Desmond's mom, who's basically pushing her child into the world to be judged. You can't make your kid try to change the stigma of drag by forcing it on him. It's not his job to change American society, so just let him be a kid. To simply say, "I think you're a bad parent," is a huge understatement. Yeah, Desmond's a cute kid, but let's face it, he's not inspiring anyone. He's making people very uncomfortable while his mother profits off of staining his image. Let's take a quick look at what he's been doing. Obviously, these can be seen as sexual. He's on stage collecting money and dancing like a 21-year-old with daddy issues. He's putting on a show in front of adults who not only encourage it, but reward it. And God knows if any of them are pedophiles. And people are dismissing this. This child is performing simply for adults and they're allowing it. Now here's the thing, maybe he does enjoy it, and you know what? I don't care. He shouldn't be doing this in the public eye, especially for money. Plenty of kids want to eat McDonald's every day, but their parents have to make the call for them and say no. When you're a child, you don't have much say in things, and you sure as hell don't get to become a sexual object for grown men and women. He needs to go outside and play with kids his own age. That's what being a kid is, and he probably doesn't even know it. His mom is robbing him of his childhood whether he knows it or not. This is actually something I was hoping Blair White would talk about in her video because she has a much larger influence than I do, but she was actually way too nice to the parents in my opinion. This is the part of the video where it's going to get pretty dark. I'm going to be taking things I've seen in videos and come to conclusions with them. Now some of this is absolute fact and really creepy, and some of it is pure speculation on my part. Either way, I think it's important to be pointed out. Desmond looks physically ill all the time. He always looks tired and can hardly keep his eyes open. When he's asked questions, he has to think about it, and more often than not, he says he can't remember. He might just be tired all the time from, you know, being a stripper, but I think there's something more going on. It's my opinion that he might be under some sort of drug influence at times. Now hear me out. I'm going to take some clips and explain them. I want you to pay close attention.
Do you do ketamine on the couch?
You're an idiot.
Kid, what has this world come to? It's come to a world where drag kids actually exist.
And people do ketamine on a couch. Did you not just do that? What? Oh my god.
So in this clip, Desmond not only knew what ketamine was, but how to pronounce it and how to use it. The only way he would know about this is if he's been exposed to users in the past, or if he possibly saw it on TV, which leads me to my next point. Now I want you all to look at the man on the left here. Really look at him. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you might recognize him to be Michael Ellig. He was a club promoter in New York City and even made some TV appearances. He started this thing called Club Kids, which he described as part drag, part clown, and part infantilism. Now, this guy in general is, excuse my language, but a complete fucking whack job. He was hooked on drugs for the majority of his life, and he was reported to frequently drug people's drinks without their knowledge. But that's not even close to what he's known for. In 1996, Michael and a former club kid, Angel Melendez, got into an altercation about drugs and money. Michael ended up hitting him on the head with a hammer until he was unconscious and allegedly injected Drano into his veins. After Angel died a slow and painful death, Michael and his roommate dismembered the body in the bathtub and dumped it in the Hudson River. They got away with it for a couple of weeks, but Michael started bragging about the murder as a ploy for attention. The police were notified and Michael and his partner were sentenced to 10 to 20 years in jail. Michael was released from prison in 2014. That is Michael Ellig, sitting next to this 11-year-old boy without his parents in sight. Behind them you can see a painting of a little girl jumping rope with the word rohypnol. For those of you who don't know, that's the date rape drug. It makes you tired and out of it and typically renders you unconscious, so it's easy for people to sexually violate you. As it turns out, ketamine and rohypnol were reported to be Michael's favorite drugs of use. Michael also painted this himself, so clearly he loved the idea. Now this part of the video is my speculation. The only proof I have is Michael's past and the video shown to us. But look how out of it Desmond is. It might be because of those fucking ridiculous eyelashes, but he can barely keep his eyes open and seems to have extremely low energy. Typically, rohypnol is dissolved in the drink and given to the victim because it's undetectable that way. Now watch this clip of Michael and his friend call over for more tea. They both laugh in a really disturbing manner that rubs me the wrong way.
Super DJ Peanut, could you bring some tea over? Hand it to the Superstar Peanut.
What's so funny? Is the tea drugged? Are they planning on violating him? I don't understand. He already seems disoriented and says that he can't remember the answer to certain questions.
Okay. And where did it lead from there?
To here. He's the world's youngest club kid.
So what about the makeup? How did that start?
6, 7.
Okay.
Can't remember much. I don't know why.
Now you're
Michael has a film and a documentary made on his life, which claims that he was sexually violated as a kid. And as we know, those who are abused as kids tend to repeat this cycle and abuse themselves. Now once again, I am not accusing Michael of hurting Desmond. I'm merely saying there's a lot wrong with this clip, and given his past, it would not surprise me. Even if Michael's completely normal around Desmond, it's a very uncomfortable situation, and I have to ask, where is the mom? Well, my assumption is that she's not only okay with this, but she encourages it. Not only should Desmond's mom be under fire for letting her son hang out with a convicted killer, but also forcing this life on him in the first place. He said he got into drag when he was 2 because his mom was watching a drag race. No 2-year-old cares about things like that unless they're intentionally introduced. If you go to Desmond's Instagram, it clearly says that it's owned by his mom, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it does mean she's aware of what's going on. She also commented on Michael's picture, saying that it was one of her favorites of Michael. My assumption is she wanted to be a club kid back in the day, or at least admired the lifestyle. Realizing it's too late for her to get in with the club, she pushes her child in so she can tag along and meet people too. I think for whatever reason, she has a disturbing obsession and love for Michael Alec. It just seems like she's trying to coast off of Desmond's fame without really knowing what's best for him. And I personally have an issue with people in general shoving their children into the spotlight, so this is nothing new to me. If you put your kid in the public eye as a performer of some sort, I think you're a shitty and selfish parent. I also managed to find this video of Desmond and his mom answering questions, and some of them kind of rub me the wrong way to watch.
My parents were definitely more strict, and
Really?
like I wasn't allowed to wear makeup till I was around 16 years old,
Well, I'm 11 and I'm already wearing makeup.
and I definitely couldn't just wear anything. Like my parents had to approve everything that I wore. So you're very lucky. You get to wear makeup and whatever you want to wear. What scares you the most these days?
Being murdered?
By who?
A serial killer?
I think that's probably pretty rare.
I don't want to get a copyright, so I'm not going to show more of the video, but after he says that he's scared of being murdered, the mom asks what else he's scared of, and he says dying. She then asks why and says it wouldn't be that scary. I'll link it down below. I don't know about you, but as a kid your answer should be much more upbeat, like spiders or something. Not death and being murdered. Mine was always butterflies personally, but that's besides the point. Once again, I'm not accusing his mom of anything, so please don't misconstrue that. I'm just saying it's a creepy interaction, especially since she let him hang out with a murderer. I have many concerns in regards to what Desmond's future entails. I'm not in his life personally, but at the rate it appears to be going, I'm worried that he will end up losing his innocence if he hasn't already. It really saddens me that he didn't have a normal childhood and never will. Once again, a lot of what was said in my video was personal opinion and speculation. I understand some of what I pointed out was really reaching, and trust me, I really do hope I'm wrong. But whether I'm right or not, I just want people to be aware of Desmond's situation, and hopefully someone can help him. Because I think if we don't act soon, the future will look very dark for Desmond.
Alright guys, so here's Desmond's website. It says Desmond is the founder of the first ever drag house for youth aged 20 and under called the Desmond Is Amazing. More details coming soon. Photo of Desmond. He obviously didn't make this. So why is Desmond amazing? Desmond Napoles, aka Desmond Is Amazing, is a performer, drag kid, awarded LGBTQ advocate, outspoken gay youth, editorial model, public speaker, founder of his own drag house, fashion designer, muse, and icon. Most importantly, he is an inspiration to many and a representation of hope for the future to come. Well, he's a representation of the future to come, alright, but I wouldn't call it hope. That's for sure. People should be able to dance, sing, or dress in any way. You can express yourself however you want. It doesn't matter if you like jazz or rap, ballet or ballroom, dresses or suits. You can just do you. I like Diana Ross. Maybe you do too. Alright, Desmond's bio. Desmond was born in June 2007 during NYC Pride Week at St. Vincent's Hospital in Manhattan. As he tells it, this means that he is a member of the Village People by default. I'm almost certain his mother told him that, and he repeats it. He has also claimed that he came out of the closet when he was born. Something else I think he's repeating. Desmond has a loving family, and he lives in New York City with his father, mother, and many pets. As a toddler and preschooler, he enjoyed playing dress up by taking bed sheets, towels, bubble wrap, his mother's t-shirts, and anything else he could find to make his own. I feel like this is all stuff Desmond has said. Yeah, this is all stuff like most people have probably already heard if you know anything about Desmond Is Amazing. I just want to see if you can actually book him. What's this? No. Because someone said you can book him, and it looks like prostitution. So I want to see if that's, what's this? Here it is. Age 10, height, weight, hair color, eye color. For all bookings or inquiries, please complete the form below. It's here. Look at this. Look at this. His height, his weight, his hair color, his eye color. Why would that be there? And for all bookings or inquiries, please complete the form below with your name, your email address, subject matter, and a message. What's the subject matter and message supposed to entail? Maybe what you want Desmond to wear? This looks like a Craigslist ad for a prostitute. Representation, none. Location, New York, New York. Age 10, height 4'3", weight 51 pounds, hair color light brown, eye color brown. Why would you need that information for some kind of booking for a party? You need to know his height, weight, hair color, age, and all that stuff. This is sick beyond words. Everyone is supposed to have a line that they just won't cross. These women are raising these children to have no boundaries, which is absolutely the first step in grooming them for sexual purposes. This is an agenda, a very dark agenda. And if we don't stop it now, they'll come for our children next. It'll come to a point, if a teacher assesses your child and says that they are sexual and ready, that you have to let your child have sex, or Child Protective Services will remove them from your home. I realize how crazy that sounds, but that's where this is headed. There is a clip of Lactadia saying, there's a clip somewhere of Lactadia saying, if your parents don't agree, get new parents.
I think that anyone can do what they want in life. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. If you want to be a drag queen and your parents don't let you, you need new parents. If you want to be a drag queen and your friends don't let you, you need new friends.
What's your name?
Lactatia.
Lactatia? You're fucking adorable, Lactatia. And is this your first time in drag?
Not really.
Lactatia, I was you as a child. Lactatia, I absolutely adore you, and this is brilliant, and I love the fact that you're here. And what I love most about this is that your mom is here with you, support you. Is that correct?
What are we doing tonight? Nemes is doing the virgin voguing because he's been taking voguing classes with Gerard X Reyes, who's fantastic. He's doing first time in drags at a ball.
And we're gonna go inside to see your performance, all right?
Okay.
You're not asleep. We must use our voice and stop this now. We have to stop this now.